Oh, hey. Sorry, guys. I didn't notice you were already there. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me restart that. Hold on. Hey, guys. What's going on? It's Rack and Reload with another fantastic video. We got the Glock 19 versus the Taurus G3 comparison today. We're going to be going over some pros and cons of each one. So let's see which one you guys pick at the end of the video. What's going on, guys? So today, on a real note, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into a head-to-head comparison between two very popular 9mm pistols. We got the G3 here, and we got the Glock 19 here. Okay, very similar. I mean, very similar. Slides is not much off. Let's talk about those real quick. The Glock 19 slide and the full length is 7.36 inches. The full length for the G3 is 7.28 inches. So not very much off at all. Actually, the Glock 19 is just a little bit longer on the slide, but the G3 is about 1 inch to 2 inches, I mean, I'm guessing, taller grip than the 19. So some people might call that good because you might have a little bit longer of a grip. You might be able to control that recoil a little bit better. But if we're talking concealability, those 1 or 2 inches really can make a difference. They both can hold 15 rounds. That's what they standard are. Right here I got a 17 round mag for the G3, and as you see, you can run that as well. It adds just a little bit of an extension. And then the 15 for the Glock 19 is right here. Obviously you can get different sizes for the Glock as well. So not a huge difference there. So okay, reliability. Obviously, Glock takes the cake just because of its years and years and years of track record. But the Taurus G3, compared to a lot of other Taurus models, has proven its own reliability. I mean, compared to a lot of the older Taurus models, it has improved tremendously. So that's a huge plus for Taurus fans and for people on a budget. Now let's talk about the grips. So as you can see, the G3 has a little bit more of an aggressive grip. Okay, so some people might like that, some people might not. Whereas the Glock 19 has a more neutral grip, but it also is very highly customizable. So you can kind of do whatever you want with the Glock 19. Obviously, Glock has a ton of aftermarket support. It's going to have more than the Taurus, so that's a huge plus on the Glock side. If we're talking about triggers, nobody buys Glock for their trigger. But I will say they have a better trigger than the G3, in my opinion. I feel like it's just it's smoother, and it just feels better to me. It doesn't feel, I'll say it doesn't feel as cheap. The G3 trigger just kind of feels cheap to me. But that's personal opinion. That is definitely personal opinion. So I'm not favoring one or the other. Both are really good guns. And if you're on a budget, the G3 is definitely a way to go. So I'm definitely not favoring any gun, but I do like the trigger on the Glock a little bit better. Obviously, nobody buys a Glock for its beauty. It's because of the reliability. So that's a big thing here, is the reliability. Is the G3 reliable enough for me to carry? Yes, but if I had to choose between the two, I would probably choose the Glock 19 just because it has a little bit better track record. I mean, if we're talking self-defense, we don't want to play with our lives here. So if Glock is 1 in 2 million chance it's going to fail versus the G3 is 1 in 1 million chance it's going to fail, I'm going to take the Glock. Even though they're both a very high chance of non-failure, I'm still going to take the little bit extra precaution to make sure my life or my family's life is in, you know, the right hands. But if you're on a budget, you're really not missing out on that much. And that's another thing you have to ask yourself. You know, Glock comes in, the 19 comes in around $600-700. The G3 you can find between $250 and $350. So, you know, you got about half the cost there. Is that worth it to you to jump up in cost to get the Glock 19? Or is it worth it to cut back on some of those other features and get the G3? You know, it's all in personal preference, in my opinion, at this point. So let me know what you guys think. Would you guys choose the 19 or would you choose the G3? If you had unlimited money, which one would you choose? Also, if money was an issue, would you choose the G3 or is there another budget pistol that you would choose? Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. But whatever you guys do, just make sure to come back and watch another one.